Welcome to another video. We are working on a couple things for this MacBook. We're currently looking at replacing the Wi-Fi card, which I just received the new one in the mail. And this one came with the housing. I actually had to open this up. This is a sticker. Oops, I had to open this up and this is a sticker on the back and remove the card to physically repair a different machine. So tonight, we're going to replace that. We're going to replace this with a working one that I bought online. So anyway, I say that because it is possible to replace just the device and not the housing and then reuse the housing as I did with the other one. But we're not doing that today because I've got the parts. So I'm gonna reattach this and rerun the wires so that part will work. But before we get into that guy, in fact, I'm gonna set that to the side. I need to pop the battery off because we're also doing the touchpad. Touchpad just arrived. This was new on Amazon. And I did that for the shipping. So it was just a new device there. Since that's going to be the more involved part, we'll do that first. So, oh, cool. Be careful on those corners. Apparently they're a little brittle. This part just broke off a little bit. It's okay. It's okay, we're selling it. So this disconnects the battery. And then what we're going to do is completely remove the battery. That is a tri-wing part. This is the tri-wing, what you'll need to take the battery off. And mine is a Y0. And these tabs are easy to break. That one's already broken. So looks like there's just the two of those. I've got to be wrong now. Oh, no, it was just the two. Battery comes out after those two, and this is the part that's broken here. Normally that's got a the rest of the clip on the side here. Oh my gosh, on the side there. Anyway, you get the point. So I'm just gonna set that to the side, and we're gonna see what we're working with on this one. So I've got my really small screwdriver. Oh, that is just the wrong angle for you guys. We'll turn it right here. I'm going for these black ones. Ooh, they are tiny. I don't actually know if these are the right ones or not. So I'll take these out and then we'll just see. But I'm actually gonna grab my tweezers so I've got what I need to undo this part. Ooh, don't like that. If you guys have been following this channel for a little bit, you know often I get into these things without actually knowing how to do them, and I figured it out along the way. Which is fine, it's just my style. Okay, so now it appears that this silver screw here is gonna be the next one I need to get out of there. It is a star or a 6-point. And I've got a security Torx 6. Yeah, this is actually a 6. If I undo that guy, that's a little, wow. I don't think that was it. Okay. I'm going to leave that out just for now. And I was probably wrong about these, so we'll see if these make a difference. undo each of these one at a time. Okay. Well, now it looks like it's just held in by the. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Here we go, that came out. So it looks like the parts we'll have to salvage are these little spring retentions and the cable, the ribbon. Oh God, you gotta be careful with that guy. Hopefully that still works. And we'll take these off as well. I'm sweating. Working with these tiny parts is it's not the greatest. Oh man, that's some kind of like aftermarket one. Oh well. I'm sure it'll do. I'm sure it'll be fine. So I'm just setting the old one off to the side. I am, if this isn't obvious, definitely remove this blue protection. This is maybe what you'd call that. That's interesting. It looks like they sold me a, well, they both say 2009 on them. So that's, oh, that's to hold the little cable down. I see. Okay. Well, nice. Whatever. So we're gonna plug this in first. So I'm gonna line it up. Straighten it out and line it up the best that I can. And I'm just being really gentle with this, trying to work this thing into the connection. I feel like it's got a little bend over here, so I'm thinking that that's making it less happy. Oh man, my fine motor skills. Dude, this piece. Okay. Oh no, I'm not liking that either. So I just physically bent the corners down, trying to make this a little bit more straight. Obviously this is super pro repair. But if you're doing this on your own, this is something that, you know, you should be aware of. These things are going to take a little bit of finesse. I just want to try on the old one to see. Yeah, that one's quite a bit easier. Okay, I'm holding it back at the wedges and then trying to work the corners in, and rocking it back and forth. Oh, I think this one's just like a little, ooh. Ah, here we go. Okay, so as I worked it in initially, I was able to bend it up and get a little bit more leverage in there. I feel good about that connection that's there now. So just a mental note on your gapping, just so you can see it connected there. So now, open this back up a little bit. There we go. Feeding that guy through. Okay, so once I've got the ribbon cable fed through, right here, these little hooks initially, if you try to line this side up first, those tabs get stuck. So you have to bring it back down just a little bit and hook those in. And then you should be clear to close that up. But now I can put the little retaining clips on. What happened to my tool? Here it is. And this is one of those times where I'm very happy to have magnetized screw driver, because these are tiny. I'm just trying to get this other side. I've got to push it up from the bottom, so, oh boy. This is like an advanced technique. Well, my daughter's coming down too. This is gonna be great. I don't know. Where is she? Right next to you. Should have known.
Dad, come in here.
Oh, babe, I'm right in the middle of something. Otherwise I would. Evie might just help me out a little bit with this. So I'm seeing you can get this first one, leave it a little bit loose, and pull your clip up, but then you pretty much have to open this part to get your clip realigned. So this part is quite tricky. I'm aligning the bracket as best I can and then doing the next screw. My beautiful hands are in the way of this part though, and I apologize for that. But you do have some excellent hands to look at, so there's always that. This side over here, I'm just going to loosen ever so slightly so I can get the two black screws in. This appears to be the actual hinge for the clicking mechanism. And so with the two silver screws loose, you can get your black ones in. And then you want to just go back after you got your black ones in, go back and re-tighten those so they don't come off. I don't think this needs to be taped anymore. Certainly it will work without it. I just don't know if there's any kind of repercussion for that not being there. My guess is the type of thing that you would see or hear would be a slight noise, some kind of a noise. And I just frankly don't expect any of that to happen. But if you've got double-sided tape and you really want to hold that down, that's fine. You know, do it by all means. So then I'm going to reattach the mouse, and we've got that was my bit. We've got this piece to get back on here. And with that piece, it was interesting. I went ahead and backed it out. Okay, you don't want to tighten this one all the way down. I think you pretty much want it flush. Yeah, you just want this one flush. That's going to be really important. If you tighten this one down too far, the click will go away. I just experienced it. So if you can see that, if I was to tighten this down more, it no longer clicks. So that appears to be the slop, the actual clickability of the touchpad there. Oh man, I feel like this is getting all messed up. All right, whatever. They look fine. So that's plugged in here, and we basically just have the battery to put back in place. Swing it in. Get your special wing tip back out. And tighten this one down. And then don't forget to plug your battery back in. If you don't, your Mac won't turn on the same way like what you had. Again, I'm just putting that pressure there. All right, that's plugged back in. The two screws are in that hold it in. And as you saw, I was able to tilt this out. So then what do we have left? Running this wire is going to take probably more time than what I just did. Now we're gonna go like this. I actually pre-planted the screws back in place so they wouldn't go anywhere. And so I'm gonna remove those real quick. And on the old one, I did keep this little tab, which it comes off. Definitely keep that. Mine came with one, but any piece is what you might need to keep. Even though my housing is here, it was missing these two little screws. So it's a good thing I kept those. And I still remember where they go. So that's the old one. I'm taking that out.
You guys turn the TV on, or are you watching all the aftermath?
All right, those are in, and this is what holds this whole piece together as one. So initially when you take this out, it acts like it's one piece. And there's a few screws that you have to deal with to get it out. Okay, hopefully that didn't wreck anything. I do have backups though, just in case. So I've got one screw over here that will need to come back out.
Wait your turn and then you can get it all in.
There you go.
You're gonna get it out.
And this little thing has some glue up on the wire for routing. Anyway, once you get it in here, it's all fine. You just got to make sure you're not losing any cables in here. Okay. And I think in order for me to keep this kind of in place, I'm going to screw the speaker back in a spot or two here. Oh.
And you realize we're going to be at the coast during the election, right? I know, but I wondered if maybe you might want to go for it was cheap. I wondered if maybe that's why it was cheap.
Okay, so all the cables are going to go under this tab, but you want the black thing out because that's going to take a screw. And then we're just going to plug these wires in. But again, because I want a bit of stability, I'm going to go ahead and do these long screws now, just so this will hang in its own sort of location. Cool. Then, okay, I've got that first wire routed. The next one is going to be this longer one. No, it didn't go. Must have just slipped here. So I decided to go on the outside of this. I don't know. I'm going to get this in here. It's definitely going to take some time. I would highly recommend having some hydration available when you're doing this. To make things easier. I'm sure many of you are wondering if I'm sponsored by these guys yet. Not yet. Just waiting for that $1 million deal to come through. Not liking the way that this feels. So I'm going to work this cable back out over here because I just can't seem to get around this. And I'll say run this longer Wi-Fi cable first. Since these cables are delicate. Oh, look at that. That just popped out. So that's going to be something you want to be a little more careful of than I was. I didn't have any slack in this thing, so I just pulled it up and it revealed this little grounding wire. So I'm actually going to take this screw back out. And then re-put it back in, but with the proper grounding. Okay, now we can route Mr. Bigger Wire. Bigger, I said. And yeah. We're gonna run it right along here and into this cable routing, if it allows me. Pushing it down, that's beautiful. I love, all right, and then this little wire first.
Top right, your account.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. That's all mixed up. So So with these, you just have to be careful. Wait. This one goes here. These you do have to be pretty careful with. They're this weird connection, like a push-in cable television sort of a thing, but they're so small. Oh. And they do take a fair bit of pressure, but I don't know, it's more pressure than what you want to put on these little cables and everything, but it's like necessary. Okay, so I just pinched the cable in here. This one appears to be routed properly. Now, the easy thing is, if any of these are wrong, you might be missing Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, and it's pretty darn easy to, follow up to this connection here, make sure you've got that done, and you can recheck by unplugging and replugging these in. It honestly just doesn't take that much work if you do get one of those wrong, so just do your best, take your time, that always helps. But at this point, we are actually ready to try this out and see if the issue is resolved. So this one had a funky trackpad. Oh baby, that is not sitting right. I think I missed one of the hooks on this. Let's go back in. Also, this is what I'm seeing. See that deep indent? And this side, there's nothing. So I've somehow missed one of those edges. I like that much better. And the moment of truth, powering the sucker on. All right, and we're back. Basically, I thought maybe I would need to go in. Hang on, let's see if you get it's like proof, I was thinking the only thing that I can think of that's not working on this is that connection and getting that ribbon cable plugged into the very back part. So what I did was, with the ribbon cable coming in, I got my fingernails behind each side of the tab, sort of like this, and I pushed slowly down and just applied enough pressure. And the white line that you see as I'm working on it actually went in and was no longer visible. So that white line has to go beyond this little black housing in order for it to be plugged in all the way. So that's what it took, and then the mouse started working. On this boot up, I feel good about it. It seems like it's balanced and everything's, it's not like bouncing or anything. So, right click works, click drag, 3-finger swipe. We've got an extra desktop available up here. So all the gestures, I can think of are pretty much working. And that was the last piece of the puzzle. So this one's all ready to go now that it's got its new Wi-Fi. I also checked to make sure, if we can see this, that all my different things were showing up here. And once again, I'm sweaty.